Cracking the USA YouTube algorithm, myths, accents, and AI. Okay, let's jump right into this explainer and decode the exact strategy for reaching a high-earning US audience from literally anywhere in the world. Look, if you've been banging your head against the wall trying to figure out how to get your content in front of American viewers, you are in exactly the right place today. We're going to break down the source material to show you why the tradition and advice you've been hearing is, well, completely wrong, and what you actually need to be doing instead. So, why are your English videos still only getting local views? It is one of the most common and honestly incredibly frustrating problems creators face. You know the drill, right? You put in the hard work, you intentionally decide to make your videos in English specifically to reach a broader global audience. But then you hit publish, you eagerly check your analytics, and no way. You realize you're still hitting this massive geographic wall. The views are exclusively coming in from your local region, whether that happens to be India, Nepal, or anywhere else. You're basically trapped in this localized bubble despite using a global language. So why does this happen? Well, to figure that out, we first need to unlearn some truly terrible advice.
Let's start by busting some massive myths. So many creators think they need these crazy convoluted tech setups. They're obsessing over expensive VPNs, buying foreign SIM cards, or, my personal favorite, begging some distant cousin in America to create a channel for them just to get a US IP address. They kind of think there's this secret backdoor hack required. But the reality? You absolutely do not need fake addresses or relatives in the States to build a USA-targeted channel. What you actually need is surprisingly simple: a totally standard account and highly targeted content.
The absolute crucial point here is that channel creation is just a completely standard process. You literally just create a normal Gmail account, you set up a basic profile with your name, a display picture, and an about section detailing what your content's going to be. And here is the real kicker. You can and absolutely should use your actual country of residence. Sitting in India? Put India. There is no magic button in the back-end settings, no secret USA distribution switch that automatically triggers your videos to rank in the United States. The channel creation process itself has absolutely zero impact on where your videos end up being pushed.
Now, here is the ultimate paradigm shift. Simply speaking the English language just isn't enough to capture a global audience anymore. The algorithm is incredibly sophisticated. It doesn't just skim the metadata or check the country listed on your channel's About page. It actually listens to the audio of your video. It transcribes the spoken words, analyzes the cadence, and then categorizes your content based on the precise accent you are using to deliver the information.
Think about how this audio processing plays out in the real world. Let's say your voiceover has an Indian accent. Well, it really doesn't matter how flawless your English grammar is. No matter how hard you push or what SEO tricks you try to pull, the algorithm is going to register that Indian English accent, categorize the content as highly relevant to the Indian demographic, and serve it locally in India. Same exact thing goes for British English being served primarily to the UK. The accent itself acts as a geographic anchor. So, if you want American distribution, the audio must inherently match the American ear.
I absolutely love this analogy from our source material because it forms the absolute core of today's explainer. Even if you upload from the moon, if you have an American accent, your video will be shown in the USA. It just perfectly summarizes the reality of the situation. You could physically be sitting in a crater on the actual moon, hitting that upload button, but if the voice speaking in your video has a native-sounding American accent, the algorithm will confidently route that video straight into the feeds of viewers sitting in the USA. Your physical upload location is basically irrelevant compared to the acoustic signature of your video.
But of course, this brings us to a massive practical roadblock, right? As the source bluntly points out, most of us don't live in the USA, and we aren't American citizens. We just don't naturally possess the local accent, and you can't just fake it poorly. Both the algorithm and the audience will see right through some terrible forced howdy partner accent that sounds like it came straight out of a bad high school play. So, since we can't organically produce the required audio, we need a highly reliable technological workaround to bridge this massive geographical and linguistic gap.
Enter AI. This is where AI builds the ultimate bridge directly to your target audience. AI voice generation is no longer just some fun gimmick. It is literally the fundamental infrastructure for international success right now. According to the source material, essentially all the modern and successful faceless channels operating internationally are heavily leveraging this technology. It allows you to produce an entirely authentic, localized accent, completely detaching your physical location from your digital voice. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so if you're serious about treating this like a real business, there is a very specific implementation process you got to follow. First off, secure a paid AI voice subscription. Look, the free tools just aren't going to cut it if you want high retention. You really need the paid tiers to unlock the premium models. Second, utilize voice cloning features. You can clone your own voice or synthesize a totally unique, highly realistic persona. And third, generate your audio exclusively in an authentic American accent. Doing this gives your channel a unique, consistent cultural identity rather than just sounding like some generic, royalty-free robot.
But wait, there's a catch. A great AI voice reading a stiff, unnatural script is still going to fail completely. The real secret sauce here is your AI writing tool, like ChatGPT. You have to explicitly prompt it to weave American slang right into your text. Don't just ask it to write a script. Actually, scratch that. Ask it for conversational American phrasing. For instance, instead of having the script say, "I am very tired today," have it generate phrases like, "I'm totally wiped out," or "I'm running on fumes." The words on the page need to perfectly match the cultural rhythm of the American accent that your AI voice is generating. When the slang, the pacing, and the tone are locked in, the illusion is flawless.
10. Just 10. That is the surprisingly low number of AI-generated, perfectly accented videos it can actually take to get a fresh channel monetized if you follow this exact blueprint. The source material strongly emphasizes that if you combine a completely fresh niche with high-quality AI American voiceovers and localized American slang, the algorithm catches on incredibly fast. You absolutely do not need a massive back catalog of hundreds of videos to start seeing real returns. You just need hyper-targeted, culturally accurate content delivered consistently.
So now that you hold the accent secret, and you finally understand that your channel settings aren't holding you back at all, the whole map is basically wide open for you. You have the exact formula to bypass the geographic algorithm and step directly in front of a high-value US audience. The tools are there, the strategy is crystal clear. So here is the final question you need to ask yourself today. What are the 5 to 10 fresh AI niches that you are going to conquer first?